It's the end of the week, and this is a Fogo update for you. We're going to cover the Fogo Fishing game, the Flames Incentive Program, and also PolyMarket. Let's dive into it. So firstly, Fogo Flames Season 1.5. This is essentially incentivizing behavior. From fishing to liquidity, you'll be earning Fogo Flames for all. And nothing's financial advice, of course, educational nature. But the speculation is you will earn the flames. That's an incentivization. And you're going to get some sort of Fogo tokens as an airdrop in the future. And if we click on this, we can come here and we can see there's a whole blog post written on it. So take a read of this, but as a quick TLDR, this is for people that are actually playing on the blockchain, using the blockchain, putting some real skin in the game, which we spoke about, we speculated on early on a couple of videos ago. The other thing is real users, not their scripts. So I don't know exactly how they're going to filter this, but as an example, you don't want to go and run multiple different wallets here trying to farm it. I think the expectation is more you have a wallet, an organic wallet, and go in and learn this ecosystem, learn Fogo. It's a Solana virtual machine. It behaves like Solana. It's very easy to use, and you can use your Solana compatible wallets. So the season 1.5 starts yesterday, and there's going to be various snapshots throughout this time. So potentially what you can do is, of course, go and do some fishing, and then maybe to Valiant doing some swaps, maybe even a little bit of LPing, and holding token, bridging in as well is a really good one. Now let's quickly go over to Fogo Fishing. So Fogo Fishing has gone through a whole lot of different upgrades, and I guess they're still finding the right balance. For me, this is obviously just mostly about showing that on-chain transactions are a real thing. And this is brilliant because we can see the TPS here around 800, which is really, really good. At the same time, we know that we're also potentially being incentivized as well. So I've gone ahead and I've upgraded, put a bit of USDC into this, and that's just my own decision. I did a little bit of supercasting as well. But right now, and you should make sure you join their Discord, right now, probably the alpha is not to supercast, or if you're going to supercast when you're on board, when you're on there, not like overnight, just kind of autocast. The difficulty has increased, and this is obviously to make sure the inflation is not too crazy. But as a kind of rough example, I went and grabbed one of these. So I spent $30, and then I ended up making a little bit less than this. At the time it was 28,000. So I made around $4.47 worth of fish. So the mechanics weren't quite there. And this is with a level 8 rod, which is slowly upgrading all the way to level 9. Ultimately for me, like, I'm pleased that it's incentivized, and I think that's cool. And it's very difficult to balance these tokenomics to ensure that supply and demand works well. But I'm having fun, and I will use these skills to learn LPing as well, or to be able to teach you LPing. However, if you have a different strategy that's working for you, fantastic. But in the Discord, you can go and check out there. Just one thing is, like, this is a crypto game. You don't have to spend real money. Probably past getting the level 3 rod, you don't really have to do that. It's now changed the way you process. It's a lot more affordable. That's a good thing. And if you're in Discord and you're just kind of complaining on things, just keep in mind this is a game. It's a proof of concept. It's making sure that things are on chain, essentially. That's just my viewpoint. Also, you end up getting, by just holding unprocessed fish, you end up getting a bonus. So autocasting, checking on that, making sure it's doing its thing is a very cool thing. With Valiant, doing the swaps, very, very simple here as well, of course. Trade like this. Trade just swaps through like that. Go take some funds. Trade this way. And then if you want to, you can go to the pools and you can add some yield to this. You can see in this wallet, there's a couple of pools that have not performed particularly well. There's probably not a massive amount of volume going through these, but I imagine that some sort of incentivization may actually come here as well. The easiest one is just to pop into here and just to go with the full range. The custom range we'll need to cover that in another tutorial. So you can have impermanent loss. You could put in $50 and $53 worth of fish, so $103. And of course, if the price of fish goes up or down, it may not reflect the same benefits of just holding it or just holding USDC. And then later on, you'll see this in your positions here. And then you can also go ahead and just withdraw it from here, claim the yield, that kind of jazz. That to me is essentially using the blockchain organically. The other thing is you can bridge capital in. The easiest place to do this is just portfolio.fogo.io and then just transfer in. And if you have some USDC on Solana, which I don't in this wallet, you can see that you'll just be able to transfer it in this particular location. And then this shows you all your portfolios. These are your positions in Valiant, so your liquidity positions. There's Fogo Fish. This is a random token that someone's just kind of put into other people's wallets. And here's my USDC. The last thing I'll mention, and this is just for people that like prediction markets, but Fogo is available on PolyMarket. So if you think something's going to happen, or if the fully diluted valuation is going to be above a particular level after 1 day of launch and trading, then you can go ahead and put some bets on this market. So will Fogo launch a token by X? This is the first one. If you think the token will launch by the end of this year, you can go with yes. Or by March, yes. Or no as an example. But the market is pricing in very, very comfortably that this is where it's going to be. It's going to be somewhere between December 31st and March 31st. So I wouldn't necessarily think there's any alpha there on that particular one. However, you may have a bit of a better idea in terms of predicting FTVs with this one. Will the Fogo fully diluted valuation? If you aren't aware of these things, you can look at other projects that have put some of these before, like Monad FTV. If we can still find the past things, here we are. Will a Monad fully diluted valuation 1 day after launch be above 2 billion, above 3 billion? In the end, it was a yes to both, and it was a no on these. So that's kind of the competition in a sense. Fogo, of course, didn't do as large of a raise. And it has been in the works for as many years, but far more excited for Fogo, of course, than Monad. So if you think it will be above 300 million, you could go and put on a bet here, get a return. And this is a market, so you don't actually have to wait for it to resolve. If the price ends up going up, then you could cash out early. If it goes down, you could cash out at a loss as well. Just if you're familiar with PolyMarket, this will make sense to you. If not, learn a little bit, see if there's anything that you like. That's pretty much that. So to wrap it all up, mainnet right now is incentivized. Go and learn it, and hopefully it ends up really, really good for you, and it's really, really sticky. You stick around, you learn more cool things, and you do a lot better in crypto.